will contain spoilers for She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Thank
Double, where are you? We are on in 5 whole minutes. This is no time for hide and seek. Good gravy, Double. Why on earth are you in the form of a cat? This is no time for one of your sick jokes. If you keep this up, you might... What? End this show or I will end you. For I know all, I see all, of all the characters that in this show, he has to be alive. Shadow Weaver's gone, but not him. Adora!
Welcome back to the first annual Best Character Awards. This time around, we're going to focus on the male characters of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. There weren't a whole lot of male characters to go on, so I decided to do the best of the best characters of top 5. That's right, I'm going with 5 this time around of their character arcs and how far they've come. And of course, joining with me is Double Trouble. Just stick to the program, Double. I decided to give this award to the underdog. After all, he was basically put through a lot. Kyle was always known as Mr. Humor, practically the punching bag to every single person throughout the entire season, so you can understand how you could feel a bit bad for him. But he earns this number 5 spot because of what he did. He practically risked his own life trying to fix a fuse while they were stuck in a spore storm and succeeded. And though he was never able to do something that amazing again, it was still something worth mentioning in this top 5 list. Swiftwind was one heck of an amazing companion in this show, and practically one of the best toys in there in terms of being a good friend. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is a horse. And that's basically the first ever creature that became friends with Adora. And along the way, he became more than just a simple goofball. He does try to be the main support for Adora, as well as help out whenever the situation gets hot. Heck, he went even out of his way to help Entrapta when she was trying to get data for the information they needed. And which is why I put him number 4, because he's a loyal friend and a loyal companion, even if he isn't 100% human. Again, I want the boy characters don't have to be human. Adventurous goofball earns a number 3 spot for more than the one reason alone. You see, he is a very good-hearted man. He just wants to help out Mermista and the rest of Rebellion whenever possible. And of course, he's always a wild, swashbuckling hero who wants to do everything he can for the Rebellion, and would do it with style, even if it kinda means having to burn every single ship he has in the process, which earned him a lot of enemies. But technically, when it comes down to it, he really is a man with a heart of gold. He tries everything in his power to make Remista better when she was down after losing her kingdom. Even though the plan didn't go as he hoped, he definitely showed that even though he may not be the greatest accident preventer, he still tries to help, even if it goes stacked against him. So I know some of you may have mixed feelings about Hordak. In the beginning of a series, he comes off as this mysterious figure who would always be isolating others and practically yells, "Get out!" that would scare the bejesus out of you. But things take an interesting turn when Entrapta comes into his life. We get to see a little bit more of his character design, and of course we can't help but feel intrigued by him. Not only is his design great, but his backstory is pretty interesting and at the same time sympathetic. So it turns out he was actually a clone of an intergalactic tyrant and was treated like crud and left on a planet to die. And along the way, he soon meets Entrapta, someone who actually values him for who he is as a person. And it's also by learning this vulnerability that he earns this number 2 spot. But there's also another reason that I'm going to mention soon. Anyway, when he interacts with Entrapta, we definitely see that he becomes a little bit more warming up to her, opens up a little bit more. And of course, along the way, he starts to develop feelings for her, which becomes more upbeat, and he begins to realize a lot of concepts, like he is his own person and that his flaws make him who he is and someone worth loving. Upon realizing of how he was in this abusive relationship with Horde Prime, this allows him to fight back and finally think for a while on his own. And this is definitely a reason why number 2, because even though his interactions were brief, he definitely had an amazing character development. And can we get a spotlight of this lovely couple that's with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen? And I certainly have no shame for it, Double. Oh, please. And the number 1 best boy in She-Ra and the Princesses of Power is Bo. Of course you would think that this cinnamon roll would be part of this crew and earn the number 1 spot. You see, it's for a good reason. Bo has been one of the best supportive characters for both Adora and Glimmer whenever they were in a tight spot, and always tried to lend a helping hand, even if it was with the enemy. And of course, with the technology, he was always the reliable, tech-savvy one when Entrapta was on the wrong side of the tracks. And of course, Bo tries to help out Glimmer when she was stuck being queen for Bright Moon. He also tries to grow as a person on his own, with trying to understand that sometimes you can't always be happy-go-lucky all the time. And of course, his actions inspire so many others. Like for instance, he was able to inspire his dads to do the right thing in searching the ruins and help the rebellion. But really what won the number 1 spot was when he did the powerful speech at the tail end of season 5. The way that he made everyone understand that even though they may appear weak and helpless, if they unite together, they can do anything. So congratulations, Bo. You are the best boy of the She-Ra franchise. Give it a round, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, who turned off the lights? No. Horde Prime, of all the characters I have to deal with, you really don't want to do that. Dora, a little assistance, please. Done just about yet, Double. There's one more award that I think that you're willing to deserve in the best character department. Ladies and gentlemen, for the award for the best first ever non-binary character in a kids TV show, I present to you Double Trouble. Congratulations, Double. Not only do you get a payment of rupees and sapphires as we previously agreed, but you also get this non-binary trophy. You're welcome, Double. Anyway, folks, this is a wrap for the best characters in the show. Please subscribe, please do a like, and let me know what else you'd want to see in my channel. And I hope we get to do more of these award shows. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.